All right, this is Algebra II Academic Period B. The date is Tuesday, August 30th. Everyone's gone on retreat, so this is going to be important for everyone to watch. Okay, get the 2.6 homeworks out. You guys want to go over those? Anything? You guys want to go over those? Let's get our phones away, please. Phones away, AirPods away, and let's make sure that we're all stapled together. So if you use a stapler, pass that around, okay?
I don't think I did it.
Okay, were you gone or something?
Yeah, I was gone Friday.
Okay, so it's there's problems from page 1 or 2 of the textbook, and then these 6 worksheet problems. And it sounds like we did fine on those. I put the solutions on Schoology, I think, so. All right, well, if there's no questions, let's staple them and pass them up, okay? I want to go over a few things about the test tomorrow. Your test is tomorrow. Okay? Doesn't work? Okay. Am I out of staples?
No.
Alright. Sorry about that. Just paint the book on there.
Do you want us to turn the packet too?
Keep the packet until tomorrow so you can study tonight.
How many questions is the test?
It's about 21, I think.
Are they like hard questions?
Yeah, do you want to sign up? Do you have a time?
Yeah.
I can sign up today.
How do I?
Hi, Mrs. Barth, how are we doing?
Ava, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I came to find you. I haven't seen you since your first day. And you haven't stopped by to say hi. Ava, I'm sorry you have class with Mason. I'd like to apologize in advance for that.
It's all good.
Yeah,
Don't bring up Friday, then we're good.
Student and help her. Girl, maybe help her get around and meet friends and. Yes? Did you know she was new? Did you know she's a transfer?
Yeah.
All right, well, stop by and say hi. I just want to check on you. How are you? I'm good. Good. Mr. Rushka, tonight, wrong collie.
Yeah, the Ron Colley Royals. Yeah. Extended time. Yeah, so do you know how to do it?
Yeah. You just go to your counselor.
There's a link, yeah. I would see your counselor at some point today, okay?
There's
Actually,
form.
Or I have the form as like a thing.
Then you just do the form.
Oh.
yeah, fill out the Google form, yeah. So sign up today if you are qualified for extended time. Okay, so let's pass those up, please. Let's pass those up. You. I'll work on fixing my stapler. You'd have a meeting with your counselor like the beginning of the school year or something.
Is tomorrow September 1st? Also 31st.
Tomorrow is August 31st.
Can I get on my phone and check the schedule?
Yeah, I'm okay if you do that real quick. Because this is important. This is period B, where I just collected with the 2.6 homework. Okay. And I'll
Do
just
you
wait.
edit your videos or do you just like record and post?
I trim the beginning part and then I trim the end part and I post. Do you want me to edit them? What's that?
You should put an outro.
Yeah.
You should put an intro and outro, like outro music.
Yeah.
Wait, what class is this? A?
This is B period. Yes, period B. So yeah, sign up for extended time if you haven't. That's enough time for me because you guys are taking it tomorrow, so I have time to get it over to the LRC. All right, you guys mind if we pray real quick? You guys okay with that? All right. Yeah.
Wait, what's your first name?
My first name?
Yeah.
Mike. Okay, so let's all together, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. We're just going to read this quote all together. Nothing is far from God. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Nothing's far from God, guys. Nothing's far from God. How do I take attendance when... Yeah, we had like everyone out. So
Wait, your name isn't on here.
it's not?
It could be because I've had this on my own this freshman year, but your name isn't.
Foley's here, Mason's here, Foley, Finn, Day. Ooh, I don't see Ian Bonacuse. Can I see Ian Bonacuse?
He has strep.
Yes, strep.
And then Molly tickets still on COVID.
Still have it.
Yeah.
It says always on retreat.
She was supposed to go there.
She's on retreat with.
Well,
With, yeah.
You can have COVID and be on. I'm sure someone on that retreat has COVID. It's probably pretty statistically likely. Anyway, I'll pass out these. So these are the notes for today.
Never mind that.
Compound inequalities. Compound inequalities. Thanks for coming today, guys. You guys are champs.
Thank you.
That's the compound inequalities. CIs. You guys have any FOMO that you're not on retreat right now?
Surely not.
You have FOMO? It's kind of nice to let. I bet it sounds really fun, but it's good to let them like try it out first, right?
Yeah.
See how it goes. Okay.
Second one sounds not fun.
So the homework for tonight's on Schoology. It's going to be some textbook problems.
First basement A. The second retreat is girls together.
The Schoology pulled up.
You
It is.
get caught.
So I'm just going to leave the homework for tomorrow on the board.
You get like caught.
Um,
And like how like you really put nothing. No.
awesome. Right, so this will be doing Thursday for you guys. Okay, I'm going to collect this on Thursday. Thursday is September 1st, right?
Yeah, is it tomorrow the first?
No, tomorrow's the 31st.
And are you guys okay if I explain some things to you guys about the test real quick?
Yeah.
So you get a calculator. If you need to sign for extended time, please do that immediately. Or you just did, okay, cool. So here's the homework, some textbook problems. I want to help you guys. I don't want you guys to study the wrong things. So I actually took a look at the test. Okay, I took a look at the test. And what you guys need to know cold for the test, what you need to know cold is chapter 1. So tonight, if you have time to study, please study. Okay, chapter 1 quiz. Redo the chapter 1 quiz. I uploaded a blank copy and a key on Schoology. So redo the chapter 1 quiz, the 2.2 homework, the 2.3 homework, the 2.4 homework. All right. If you can do these 4 things cold, you're good. Okay. And then know how to solve for x, even when x is like any confusing like fraction. So it's like x over 2 minus like 2x minus 3 over 5 equals 7x. Like if it's something confusing like that, know how to solve for x. Okay. And then know the difference between all the integers, rational numbers, natural numbers, whole numbers. Okay, so those are the big things to study, okay? So I tell everyone, right, if you can redo the homeworks on your own without any help, you're gonna do great on the test. If you can't, you're gonna do really bad on the test, okay?
Are there tests like retakes or like?
No, we're not doing corrections or retakes. So, I talked to Mrs. Hollis about that. All right, so are you guys okay if we jump into these notes? What time do we have to for this class? We have till 11:40, so we have 45 minutes.
Do you do extra credit?
Yeah, we're gonna have Math League, Canned Food Drive, and Cereal Drive. Like a Cereal Drive. And yeah, I want to be generous with Math League extra credit too. So I think I'm gonna put it in the quiz category for your extra credit.
Well, you just put all the extra credit in the quiz category.
That's what I just said. I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, number 1. To solve each compound inequality, graph the solution set, and and write it in interval notation. Okay. So they say x is greater than 4, and this word is important, and x is greater than -1. Sorry, x is less than 4, and x is greater than -1, right? So we want all the x's, if we have our number line, right? Right, we want everything that's less than 4 and also greater than -1, right? So let's plot my 2 points on my number line. Do they get hollow circles or solid dots? Hollow circles, right? They get -1 and 4. So we want everything which is both greater than -1, so to the right of -1, and to the left of 4, less than 4. So where am I going to shade?
In the middle.
In the middle, right? Right, and then looking at my graph here, this is the interval notation shouldn't be too hard. How do I write that? Anna, do you know how I write that?
Is it, oh wait, you did -1, 4.
Yeah.
The parentheses.
With parentheses on both. Why are there parentheses on both?
Because they're not hollowed in.
They are hollow, because they are hollow, yeah.
Or, yeah, they
Because they're
are.
hollow circles, right? Okay, are we okay with that? I'm sure they can see it on the video. We have 7x is less than 2, and x is less than 0, right? X is less than 0. So we want to make sure, so they give us 2 inequalities. We want to make sure we've solved for x in both of them, okay? We want to make sure we've solved for x in both of them. So let's just divide by 7 on both sides real quick here. Do I flip the inequality symbol when I divide by +7?
No.
No. So I have x is less than 2/7 and x is less than 0. So we want all the x's that satisfy both of these conditions, right? So if we draw our number line, right, let's plot 2/7 and 0. Do I get open circles or solid dots? Open circles, yeah. So let's do 0, 2/7, okay? So we want all the x's that satisfy x is less than 2/7 and that satisfy x is less than 0, okay? Where do I shade for that? So if I take a number here that's in the middle, right? Let's say 1/7, okay? Does that satisfy x is less than 2/7? Yes, it does. Does it satisfy x is less than 0? No.
You should go to the left.
So I need all the x that satisfy both these conditions. So I actually only shade to the left of 0, right? Because if I shade anything to the right of 0, it won't satisfy x less than 0, okay? So I only shade to the left of 0. Right, so this is actually becomes a simple inequality. There's only one part, right? So what interval is this, or what interval is this? X less than 0?
You do 0, 2/7.
So I'm going everything to the left of 0.
Oh, you did?
-infinity to 0, yep. And they both have parentheses, right? Okay. So take a good look at that, write it down. Are there any questions? Okay. Yeah, so the and matters. If it were an or, right, I would only need to satisfy one of the inequalities, then I can shade this whole thing. But since they've got to be both less than 2/7 and less than 0, I only shade to the left of 0, right? This one's kind of weird, right? Because everything that's less than 0 is automatically less than 2/7. So that's what's kind of weird. Because it's an and, then I have to chop off everything that's not less than 0. Okay, so let's do number 3. Right, x is less than 3, and then what word is that in between? Or 3x is greater than -2, right? So let's solve for x right here, okay? So we divide by 3 on both sides. We get x is greater than -2/3. So we want all the x's that satisfy either one of these, either one. So if it's less than 3, then we're going to shade it. If it's less than 3 and only less than 3, we're going to shade it. If it's greater than -2/3 and only greater than -2/3, we're still going to shade it, okay? Do you see the difference between number 2 and number 3? Okay, so let's draw my number line. Now we got -2/3, we've got 3. Hollow circles or solid dots? Hollow circles, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We want everything that's either less than 3 or greater than -2/3.
So in the middle?
So everything, so if anything is less than 3, we want to shade it, right? So if I have like -12, right, that's less than 3, right? So I want to shade everything to the left of 3. Everything to the left of 3 is shaded. Right, what's my other condition? X is greater than -2/3, right? Everything to the right of -2/3 gets shaded, right? Because even if it's greater than 3, if it's like 76, right? 76 is greater than -2/3. We need to shade all that, right? Look at my number line. What's shaded? Everything, right? So how do I write everything in interval notation? Yep, and then I get parentheses. Yep. Good job, guys.
Is it always like those or?
No, not always. No, can't generalize. Can't generalize. So we'll see more examples. Let's do number 4. We have 5x minus 1 is less than 4, or 4x plus 1 is greater than 25. What's the first thing I want to do that I was telling you guys? First thing I want to do?
Add the 1 on this side?
Yeah, so we want to solve both of these for x, right? So let's do that real quick. So let's add 1 here. Get 5x is less than 5. Divide by 5. Get x is less than 1. Solve over here. 4x is greater than 24. Divide by 4. Do any of my signs get flipped when I do my dividing?
No.
No, right? I'm dividing by positive numbers, so I don't need to do any flipping, okay? So we have x is less than 1, or x is greater than 6. Okay, so let's draw my number line. Right? 1 and 6, okay? So I have 1 here, 6 over here. So hollow circles or solid dots? Hollow circles, yeah. Okay? So I want everything that's less than 1, right? That's one of mine. So where do I shade for less than 1? To the left of 1, right? Everything to the left of 1 gets shaded. And then where do I shade for 6? To the right. Yeah, all my x's that are greater than 6. Right? So I actually have 2 intervals, right? And they're not connected, right? There's a gap in between my 2 intervals. So how do I write that?
0 or 1, 6? Or no?
No, because I don't want everything that's in the middle, right?
So -1, 6.
So how would you write the interval for this one?
Net,
Everything that's less than 1 is what? Great job. Absolutely. Parentheses or brackets? Parentheses, yep. Right, and then how would I write everything for x greater than 6?
6,
Yeah, yeah, fantastic, yep. Yep. And then the way I write or in set notation, in this interval notation, is I draw a U in between them.
So you just write both of them?
Yeah, I write both of them, and I write U, which means or. It means we should take everything that's shaded in this and combine it with everything that's shaded over here.
Can we just write or? So
No, write a U, write a U. Let's get in that habit. Let's get in the habit. It's called union. The union of those 2 sets, meaning we combine them, we take everything. The union, right? The union. 4. Are we okay if we move on to 5? 5. We have 4x minus 2 is less than 12. And, there's an and, so it's got to satisfy both x plus 4 is greater than negative 9. Okay, so what do I want to do first, Mason?
You would write out your number line. Wait, no, you would solve for x.
Yeah, solve for x in both of these, okay? So did you guys get x is less than 7/2 and x is greater than negative 13? Okay, so over here, you guys are okay? That's not going to be in my video if I do it over there, okay? Are you guys okay if I erase this? Okay. Right, so I'm going to have x is greater than 7/2 and, or sorry, x is less than 7/2 and x is greater than negative 13. So I have negative 13. I have 7/2. Open circles or solid dots? Open circles. Okay. Where do I shade? Anyone know where I shade? In the middle, yeah. Why do I shade in the middle? Why don't I shade everything? Yeah, right? If it were an or, right, I'd take everything that's less than 7/2. In addition to that, I would also shade everything that's greater than negative 13, right? But because it's an and, it has to be both. Each x in my set, in my solution set, has to satisfy both of these, right? So it's got to be both greater than negative 13 and less than 7/2. And so I shade in the middle. Does that make any sense? Okay. What's that interval, Ava? What's my interval?
Negative 13 comma negative 7/2.
Positive 7/2. Parentheses or brackets?
Parentheses.
Nice. That's my solution. Okay. 5. 5. That's okay if I move on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to slow down if I need to. Number 6. 4x minus 4 is greater than negative 1, or x plus 7 is less than 2, right? So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to solve both my inequalities for x. So I get x, it's greater than 3/4, or x is less than negative 5, right? All right, so I'm going to graph these. Negative 5, 3/4. Hollow circles, right? We're going to do hollow circles. I'm going to make that hollow circle a little better. Okay, where am I going to shade?
On the right of the 3/4 and on the left of the negative 5.
Great job, yep. Right, so I shade everything that satisfies at least one of these. It only needs to satisfy one, okay? So I basically graph both of them on the same number line, okay? How do I write this interval? Yeah, everything gets parentheses, right? Infinity and negative infinity. always get parentheses, and then I have hollow circles at -5 3/4. So those are going to get parentheses. Hollow circles get parentheses. Infinities get parentheses. Okay? Okay with that? 7. 7. Uh-oh. We have 2x plus 3 sandwiched in the middle. Anyone know what we do about that?
Do you do both of them? Like you do 4, then the...
Yeah, so this is technically 2 inequalities. This is 4 is less than 2x plus 3. And then when they're both written on one line like this, what do you think the word in the middle is?
And?
It's an and, yeah. 2x plus 3 is greater than 4, and 2x plus 3 is less than 9, okay? Let's solve both of these. Let's graph that. Where do I shade? In the middle? Yep. So remember, if we want the x on the left here, we write x is greater than 1/2. So we want all the x's that are greater than 1/2 and less than 3, right? So we're going to take that intersection in the middle here. Well, Mason, how do I write that interval?
You would do 1/2 comma 3. And then they both get parentheses.
Okay, we good with that? It's okay if I move on to number 8? Number 8. We have 0 less than 4 times the quantity x minus 1 all over 3 is less than or equal to 12. Okay. Right, so how do I rewrite this as 2 inequalities? Yeah. Does anyone know what the first one will be? Is 1 involving 0?
0 and then
It's less than all, yeah, everything on the right. And then what's that second one, Anna?
4x minus 4 over 3.
Minus 1 all over 3, yeah. And that's what?
Greater, less than or equal to?
Yep. What's the word in between them?
And.
Yeah, when I split these up like this, I have and. Okay. So let's solve. We solve this one, we get 0 is less than 4x. I'm going to skip some algebra steps, okay? 4 is less than 4x. Okay. Divide both sides by 4. I get 1 is less than x, or x is greater than 1. Right? That work.
How'd you get rid of the 3? Did you
Yeah, multiply both sides by 3. Right, so we get 3 times 0 on the left, which is just 0. And over here, I get 4 times x minus 1 is less than or equal to 36. Or 4x minus 4 is less than or equal to 36. I'm going to come back here, guys. Get 4x less than or equal to 40. Or x is less than or equal to 10. Okay? So I have x is greater than 1 and x is less than or equal to 10. Are we okay with that? We get to this. Okay. All right, Maggie. How do I graph these?
The 1 is a hollow circle and 10 is filled in.
The what? Fill in.
Yeah.
10 gets a solid dot, 1 gets a hollow circle.
And then
Where do I shade? Yep. So I want everything that's both greater than 1 and less than or equal to 10, right? So that's this part, right? Everything in the middle here is greater than 1 and less than or equal to 10. Max. How do I write this interval?
Parenthesis 1 and then 10 and then
Nice. Good job. Parenthesis 1, comma 10, brackets. You guys okay if I move on to number 9? Number 9 is negative 5x is less than or equal to 10, or 3x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so first step, right, I solve both sides. I'm going to divide by negative 5 on this left one. What's going to happen? It's going to happen to the inequality symbol. I'm dividing by negative 5. It's going to flip, yeah. So I get x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Or I still have an or over here. Right? We'll solve. Or x is greater than or equal to 2. This is an or, so we graph it right here. Okay, negative 2 and 2, right? So negative 2, do they get hollow circles or solid dots? Solid dots. Right? I want everything that's greater than or equal to negative 2 or greater than or equal to 2. So where am I going to shade? Everything to the right of what? Negative 2, right? So greater than or equal to negative 2 shades everything to the right of negative 2. And then everything greater than or equal to 2 shades to the right of 2, but it's already shaded, so yeah. Okay, so what's this interval then? Emily, do you know my interval? How do I write that interval?
The bracket, -2, comma infinity with the parenthesis.
Nice, yep. Positive infinity always has a parenthesis, and then my negative 2 has a solid dot. So that gets a square bracket. Yes?
wait, I didn't do the U or
No, and that's because, right, if you did U, it'd be kind of redundant.
yeah.
It'd be kind of redundant because the other one would be 2 to infinity, and that's contained in this set. So this set has all the parts of your number line that you need.
What if you did do on the test?
Man. So I don't know if I count that wrong. I mean, it's not wrong, but it would also show me that you kind of don't understand what's going on here. That like it would kind of show me that you don't understand what's going on. Like that 2 infinity is contained in here. So I'm gonna take off like half a point. I either do nothing. I either accept it or I take off like very little. Yeah. So just put the 1, okay? So we know, just so we know. Just so we know. So is everyone clear on that? How like we just shade basically to the right of 2, we just shaded all of it twice, but yeah, that doesn't make us like write another interval for that though. Number 10, last one. Number 10. We have 2x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 3. And negative x is greater than 2. Okay, so let's solve my inequalities first. What do I do here? By -1. What happens when I do that? Switch the sign. Yeah, x less than -2. So I have x is greater than or equal to 2, and x is less than -2. Right? So let's see. Let's graph everything first, okay? So let's graph -2 with a hollow circle. Let's graph +2 with a solid dot. So I want everything that's to the right of 2 and to the left of -2. What numbers on my number line are to the right of 2 and to the left of -2? It's got to be both to the right of 2 and to the left of -2. It's got to be 2 places at once. None, so none, yeah. This is no solutions.
Can we just write like a 0 next to it?
I actually prefer that for this.
Okay.
Right, this is an empty set. There are no solutions in my set. If I gave you the set of all solutions to this inequality, it would be empty. There'd be nothing there. Because there are no solutions. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop filming.
Wait, will this be on?